Teddie Pryor has been on Charleston County Council for 14 years, and this year he's dealing with issues from flooding to Maybank Highway. In this edition of Quintin's Close-Ups, I sit down with Teddie one-on-one. And be sure to download the free Quintin's Close-Ups app in your Apple or Google Play stores. Teddie, it is so good to see you.
My friend, it's my pleasure. Always good to see you.
Likewise.
You do such good work, and I want you to know we appreciate you in the community.
Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that.
Yes.
Well, speaking of the community, I want to take you back to last night. You guys had the Charleston County Council meeting.
Yes.
What did I miss?
Well, you didn't miss much. It was a pretty short meeting, and we had a few speakers came up doing public comment to speak about the public library that's supposed to go in North Charleston, which is the Cooper River Library, which will be named R. Keith Summey Library after it's built. And other than that, it was just go with the flow, and we had some incentives and some other stuff that we did, but everything went fine.
The R. Keith Summey Library.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that so much controversy when you think of it?
Well, I think it's a lot of misinformation. When the referendum came out, we said it would be a standalone library, and we still, are going with the standalone library. But we wore our options. We weighed our options to see what else is out there. Maybe putting it with our, drug center at first. That was out there, but that never was concrete. It was just an option in case we didn't have enough space to make it a standalone library. But as far as I know, council is committed to making it a standalone library, and if anything changes, that would have to come back to council for a vote. But the Post and Courier had an op-ed on yesterday morning's paper, and I think misinformation from them, alerted some of the citizens. But I want the citizens on the president to camp with tell them, that we are committed to building a standalone library, and if anything changes, it would be publicly discussed, so that way it won't be some backdoor deal or some people call.
The Greenbelt program.
Mm-hmm.
Charleston County Greenbelt program reaches goal to protect 30% of the county's land. 30% tells you what, Teddie?
Well, our first Greenbelt program was excellent. We reserved a lot of land in the rural area, and as a matter of fact, we did more than what we were expected. But in this new half-penny sales tax, I think a lot of the mayors and a lot of the municipalities want us to work with them to give them, more say, give them a part of the money, and then let them decide what they want to do with it in their area. Yeah, I think we need to look at the urban area as well, because there's a lot of property that needs to be reserved in the urban area that needs to be Greenbelt space, because if you see all the mass development that's going on right now, you see a lot of folks being misplaced, because of development. But if we can somehow, work with the cities and work with these municipalities to preserve a lot of green spaces in these urban areas, I think that would be one of the things that I would work on and like to see happen with this new half-penny sales tax.
And I was looking at a billboard just coming into here. It says, "Are you prepared?" And it talked about hurricane preparedness and how you can download the Charleston County app.
Right.
Are you guys prepared for flooding in the future here in Charleston County?
Well, I think we're prepared, but can we stop? I mean, if you have a 16, 15-foot tidal wave, that, nobody's prepared for that. But we are prepared to evacuate the folks and get them out of here. And right after the storm surge goes, yes, we are prepared to do the cleanup work. As the county has been excellent. We just received an award last night for cleaning up and an emergency response after a disastrous situation. So I applaud our staff and I applaud our administrator, and I will tell you, you will find no better people that was willing to work after a disaster in Charleston County, and you will find no better people that's prepared for a disaster in the event one comes. During the hurricane, it was 24/7. They were there, and as the storm turned, we were blessed that it went away from us. But if it hit, we were prepared to do what was necessary to make the constituents, comfortable.
The Maybank project, improvements project, Maybank Highway improvements project. Where are we with that right now?
Well, we're in the phase of, I think the design phase is just about done. And originally, during the first half-penny sales tax, it was supposed to be a full lane, 2 on each side with one down the middle.
Right.
And I think we have gone back to that now, where we are going to widen Maybank Highway from the Jelly Daughters Bridge, I think, up into River Road, to make things flow or make the traffic flow as fast as possible. The problem you have, Quintin, is when even if you do that, when you get to these choke points where it goes from 4 back to 2,
Right.
then there's a little wait.
Okay.
And I think if we can somehow synchronize the traffic lights to make the traffic light work with in the afternoon, if we know the traffic is going this way, then the light should be, synchronized to let more traffic flow this way versus coming across. So Maybank is a very important project, but without the completion of 526, Maybank Highway is still going to be a bottleneck. If you had 526, you would have an alternate route for the traffic to flow. But when you're going to have all the traffic that's coming down Maybank Highway, when you get to a certain point, it's going to bottleneck. And so we have to complete the 526. I mean, it's a necessity. And we promised the people back from the first, half penny sales tax. And this stuff has been going on for over 40 years. And if it had been done the way it was supposed to, it would have been completed at a whole lot less than what they're expecting right now. And I'm confident that this is going to be done. I mean, we got, people on both sides, for and against. But, I'm for public safety and I'm looking out for the future. And when folks says, well, if you build this, development is going to come. Well, development is already on the island, and development has already been planned for. So whether you build 526 or not, development still is coming to Johns Island.
We talked off camera, and you said that you've been on county council for 14 years.
Yes.
And you haven't missed a meeting since.
Haven't missed a meeting. As they said, thanks be to God, man. I'm in good health, and I take this very seriously. And when I raised my right hand and took the oath, you're supposed to be at those meetings. You telling the constituents that, hey, I'm here to represent you, and I'm here to represent Charleston County. So I take this very seriously, and some of my counterparts know I do as chairman. When I was chairman for 6+ years, that was one of the things I told them. You got elected to do this job, and so you must be here. Now I know emergencies come up sometime, but when you got a schedule that's planned a year ahead of time, and you have a meeting, but I don't plan your vacation around a meeting. I don't plan to go out of town during a meeting. Not unless it's necessarily, important to do so. But I take this very seriously, and I'm committed to doing what's right for the constituents of Charleston County. And in the future, if the Lord gives me good health, I will continue to serve. And I'm not going to miss a meeting because I take it, this real personal, and I don't take it lightly.
14 years from then to now, what is the biggest difference on council in your mind?
Well, I think when I first came on council, it wasn't much diversity. It was just me, Mr. Darby, and Mr. Nabonet. And I think the idea of single member district kind of scared a lot of people. They wasn't used to having, that many participate.
Right.
But if I look back from where we were to where we're at right now, we're, I said 75 to 80% better than where we were. We still got room for improvements. But, the community has its say down because they feel like they're well represented and diverse. Do I think single member district is needed? Yes, because you get, you have a voice for different communities that weren't there when you only had one African American, versus 8 others. Community issues weren't spoken about. When me and Mr. Darby came on council, less than 1/10 of 1% of procurement dollars was spent with minority contractors or African American contractors. Now today we can boast to say it's up to 20 to 25% because of the seriousness that we pose and the continued effort of saying it could be done. And along with the help like people like Dr. Wallace, Curtis Bostic, and Mr. Nabda, Mr. Darby, and myself, Leon Stavanakis, we were able to move this thing along and get it done. And I'm so proud of Charleston County and where we're at right now because, a lot of people are trying to model themselves after us and say, how could you get to where you're at so fast? Well, it takes, courage and it takes persistency. And we were persistent in doing what we're doing, and a lot of people call me and Mr. Darby thunder and lightning because they consider us, we really so much king.
Right.
But Henry Darby and myself, we are adamant about doing this, and we don't believe in affirmative action, but we believe in equal opportunity.
Well, Teddie Pryor, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate this.
Well, Quintin, it's always a pleasure, and there's more to come in the future. I know I kept promising you, I kept promising you, but I mean, it looked like things just didn't go. But I look forward to interviewing in the future, and we got some more important topics to talk about. And again, thank you for all you do for the community. And if I can be of any help, you give me a call and let me know.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, my friend.
Thank
Okay.
you.